After trading down twice and adding 3 more picks, the Jaguars made their first round pick, calling Oklahoma offensive tackle Anton Harrison. Now, the offensive line pick came hours after we learned the NFL would suspend left tackle Cam Robinson. It was breaking news on the morning show. So news for Jags sports reporter Jamal St. up early this morning. I know you had a late night. That pick came late.
It did.
Thank you for joining us today to give us your perspective.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the NFL draft's always a fun time. You get to find out who the new members of the Jaguars team are. So when they've got one pick down, it was definitely a wild Thursday night for the team.
I know, but I know this is what you guys kind of live for.
Yeah.
So first pick, what do you think? Right direction?
I like that they traded back a couple of times. The 2 trade backs to get to this moment, to get to Anton Harrison. Clearly, this was a guy that they were keyed in on, and if they were able to stockpile a few extra picks and still get their guy, then that kind of raises my perspective on how you can kind of grade this pick. Anton Harrison clearly fills a need for the team. It's always good when you can try and help keep Trevor Lawrence standing upright and throwing passes. We like that guy, so.
I know, and that's cool, knowing that he's going to have more protection. I mean, he's definitely someone who you want to protect and make sure he stays in this game. All right, so the Jags use him a couple of different ways, as a tackle or a guard. In college, Harrison played 3 seasons at Oklahoma and started at left tackle the past 2 seasons. So Jags have some options here. Where do you think they'll place him?
It gives them flexibility. One of the big things that Walker Little was able to give them was a guy who could play on the left and the right side. Harrison also will give them that. They also mentioned that he could play in some guard situations. I think the big thing that they'll wait for before they find out exactly where he's going to play on the offensive line is what happens with Cam Robinson. How long is Cam Robinson going to be suspended for or miss time? The team is planning to hopefully appeal that and see if they can get that reduced to a certain number. There hasn't been a game number of that already released. So we'll find out later on exactly if he'll miss time, how long that time he will miss will be, and that will kind of dictate where they need to put Harrison at.
It's nice that he does have skills in 2 positions, so that won't be forever if that does happen. And we miss him at the end of the season, the last 3 games on that too. So we'll see with that. We still did well, so that was
still did good.
Yeah.
Still good.
All right, so the Jags' next pick is number 56, ways down the line. So any idea what they'll do for that one?
Well, they have a lot of flexibility. One of the good things is that there's still a lot of talented players on the board. There are some players on the board that I don't think many people were expecting to be available. Guys like Joey Porter Jr., Brian Branch are still available. One thing that the Jaguars did with trading back twice is they got a little bit of extra ammo if they did want to move up and go get one of their guys today or even tomorrow. Trent Baalke said going into the process that they only had a little over 150 players ranked as draftable players. So I think we'll start to see them going and making moves to get their guys now.
Yeah, all right. So real quick, moving from the Jaguars, I think a lot of fans were really surprised about Levis, Kentucky quarterback. He entered the night, one of the top 4 quarterbacks, and he's still out there.
He is. He's still hanging out, waiting to get his name called. He was at the draft, so definitely some awkward moments there as he kind of waited to find out. Many people thought he'd be a top 5 pick. Didn't happen that way for him. Just kind of a slide all the way out of the first round. I think he could hear his name called early on today. A team like the Rams would make perfect sense to kind of get their heir apparent quarterback, or some other team will very likely move up and go get Will Levis as a developmental guy who could eventually take over.
Still have some options.
Still
have a great life, as a starting quarterback.
He'll get a shot.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I got to give a shout out. You and Jana rocked the special last night.
Thank you.
All missed it. You missed some fun and a lot of really good information. So thanks for getting up early with us.
No problem.